On this week's episode of Red Form Radio, how many spokes do you have? I said, how many spokes on you? How many spokes do Christians have? How many spokes on a Jew? Happy New Year to all you folks. Happy New Year to all your spokes. You might think that these are jokes, but we need you all to count your spokes. We need you all to count your spokes.
The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
Oh boy. Here we are, folks. The first show of 2020. Which one? Wait. 25. Wow. I did it, guys. No help needed. Good to see everybody. Happy New Year. We have an incredibly special guest. Someone who the folks don't know how much they need this, but people have been clamoring for you. They don't even realize it yet. Please welcome our friend, Miss Emily Arnold. Hi, friend.
What's up?
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
We're wonderful. Thank you for coming in. Quickly, we'll explain. How do we know Emily?
I know Emily through the rehearsal studio.
Good old mates.
Mm-hmm.
What year did you start there?
2016?
16?
Something like
Sounds
that.
about right. 17?
I don't know. When I first moved to LA, it was like my first industry job.
Where did you move from?
Maryland.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
all the way over there.
All right.
What happens in Maryland? I don't. Is there things in Maryland?
Crab, the North
Crabs?
the crab.
Hey, there are
okay.
crabs.
The blue crab, right?
People know about the crabs. They are good.
Is it save the blue crabs or eat the blue crabs?
I don't know any of those.
We needed to pause the show and figure out what's up with the blue crabs. You
I'm
figure
on
out,
it.
will you? Yeah.
Fine.
And what do you do in the music industry? Exactly.
Well, I guess we call it a monitor tech or RF tech. Kind of both of those jobs are like the same thing. So
I know that you walk around with a lot of interesting devices and things.
yes, my scanners.
You love that scanner.
I love it.
I saw you at Mates sometime last year, and you had this newfangled device that you were over the moon about.
My little TTI. Love it so much.
Oh, the Game Boy.
Oh, you know what it is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
I bought my own because why not? Yeah, that thing is. I just love it. I won't ever leave the house without it.
Are you a gadget person in general?
Not necessarily, but when I know something works for my gig, then I'm like, yes, bring it. So if I don't have my own, I'll just get one from the shop or something.
Perfect.
Super boring.
I got nothing.
How did you get into this business?
Oh,
Because people always want to know how people got in.
that is a great question. I initially went to college for recording. Big mistake, super expensive mistake.
Where'd you go?
The Art Institute of Washington in D.C. So that has closed down since. So I'm like, who am I paying for the student loan? It's like,
Was that like a
Wait, who are you
4-year?
paying?
Yeah,
That's a good question.
exactly. So thanks, student loans. Thanks a lot.
Is that like a 4-year program?
It was. So I got like a bachelor's degree, and like
It's
I just,
criminal that they even have
is.
4-year programs for music recording.
It is, but at the time I didn't know anybody. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I like to sing, blah blah. Blah. No one cared. Like I had no contacts, no friends. Like it was in Maryland, just figuring it out.
So you knew nobody there?
No, I mean I made connections through school and stuff, and then I started interning at Howard Theater in D.C., and that's when I was like, oh yeah, this is way better. Like. Do a gig, it's got to work, and you figure it out, and then it's done, and then you do the next one. So it's like that was way more fun. That was way more fun. And then,
sorry, go ahead.
then I ended up moving to LA. I think I stacked up enough money doing my like hotel AV whatever, set up the projector kind of gig. Kill me like that. It's like there's got to be more. There's got to be more.
Were you going to school to be a producer?
You know,
Like
no,
what?
it was
Like what is a general recording engineer?
Recording, yep. So it was a nice, beautiful studio. Blah blah. We had this and the patch bay and all that. Never saw a studio that nice ever again.
No shit. Yeah. What can you possibly learn in 4? I mean, 4 years.
4 years is a lot.
It truly feels. I mean, I don't know exactly what you guys do, but 1 year, maybe 2, seems like plenty.
I think 4 years is too much because there's stuff you're just missing. Like you just have to be in an actual studio where there's like clients.
Totally. I think. Excuse me.
We don't clear throats on this show.
Oh, well, I did. It's
God
just
damn
how
it.
you're going to have to deal with. So I think because it was a bachelor's, like I had to do other classes. I had to do like, I don't know, it's horrible public speaking. I had to do drawing. I liked drawing, so I was like, cool, draw this. And I had to do like a life drawing class. Okay, I'll get it together.
It's fine. You don't know audio. It's fine.
Yeah, it's really crushing it up.
Dropped out, dude.
Should have been a 5-year school.
She could draw us a picture of how to talk into a microphone, maybe.
Oh my God. First podcast. Fuck off.
You're
You're
doing
doing
great.
great, by the way, so far.
Thanks.
Really, really great.
Oh yeah, thanks. Have all your listeners left to the building.
We'll know after. We'll check the comments
Do they
as it
tell?
goes. We can actually check the algorithm and see when people stop listening, like to the
Perfect.
minute.
So
So
they're
I'll
gone
let you
now.
know in a couple weeks how you did.
Perfect.
But I think you're gonna do just fine.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
So yeah, blah blah blah. Moved to LA and had to start from scratch.
That was 2017.
Yeah, something like that. I think this year was like my 9th year here. This is now the 9th year, but
So what has your LA experience been like? People either love it, hate it, or it takes a while. But
I've loved it, to be honest.
that's the right
The
answer.
more I travel now, the more I'm like, I don't know where else I would go because it's just, I like it here. I mean, it is expensive, but there's also so much more work. So it's like,
Yeah.
and eventually,
You're stuck.
eventually, yeah, kind of like that. Eventually, I'd want to not tour, not yet, but so if I move to one of those cheap,
Yeah.
places I could afford to buy a house in, I'm like, then you have to tour because there's no local anything to
Right.
do. So
Right.
here I am.
Can you say how old you are?
Yeah, I'm 36.
How long do you, in your mind, want to tour for?
Right now that I have nothing, like no kids, no plants, no animal, like no
Yeah.
significant other, I was like, might as well keep going.
You sound like a real loser.
You sound like you would turn down a tour if you had plants.
She's totally a plant person.
Gotta water this.
I can't leave Bonnie here by herself,
My
dude.
ferns.
She'll
Who's
suffocate.
gonna wire them?
I've named them. Yeah, you
I'll
called
be
it out.
back, Bedelia. I miss you already, baby.
I talked to them. I have fake flowers.
That works. That's great
That's
for a
where I'm
touring
at.
person, for a touring professional.
So as of right now, I think I bought a cactus once because they can live outside. I haven't watered it in 3.5 months since I've been gone.
Great job.
Still thriving.
I encourage you not to have kids.
Yes, I agree. I was going to say the same thing.
I haven't watered my kids in 3 months.
Fake plants and desert dwellers are fine. I think
Well, it helps to have a significant other if you would even want that option.
This is true. This
That's
is true.
not going well
This is
either.
true.
So, right now,
Dating no good in Los Angeles?
it's not going great. I just, I don't know. It's hard with this job because you're never home, and the guys are like, "Well, I want a wife to be home," blah blah blah, and then you're like,
Stiffs.
yeah. So, I'm just enjoying it still.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm going to interrupt real quick. We've got these guys.
What are those? Oh my god.
Oh, yes. These are important.
These are
Explain.
trauma poppers.
Oh god.
If at any point we ask you a question you're uncomfortable answering or you don't like feel free to just fire one of those off.
How does it work?
I think you just pull the little rubber thing. We're not really sure.
So this is
You'll
an
figure it out
experiment?
as
Just
we
don't
go.
don't point it at your
scared.
face, but if any questions
But,
come
like,
up that you
where-
don't feel
Oh.
like you want to answer, I just want you
Sure.
to be prepared to
So you
you have an out.
you listen to you
I
listen.
was like,
you're,
"Where's
you're
Heidi?
actually,
Where's the bell?"
You're a listener to the show, by the way.
Yeah, I am. I am.
Which
a
I
big
appreciate,
listener.
by the way. So that's Heidi's trauma bell. So
Yeah,
these are your trauma poppers.
But
What end does
I
it come
couldn't
out
get it.
of?
Can
We
I
don't-
get
what-
a
that-
test run?
No.
Rainbow streamers.
Once the time is right, you just
You
gotta
can
do
test
it.
it, but then that only leaves you 3.
Yeah.
Well, but you said don't aim it at her face.
But we
so
don't,
then,
don't
like,
tell her
how
what's
do
the
you
what's the right end is.
But how do you not?
But let's
aim
just
it
say right
at
now it's aimed at my
Carefully,
face.
Pretty sure we'll figure out what end.
carefully read other warnings on the back panel.
Dude, you didn't tell me she could read. That's amazing.
I know.
Holy
4 years.
Show off.
Hey.
Wow, what's up, girl?
That's amazing.
So I get 4 of them.
Yes. Should we try one out? Let's talk about anti-Semitism for a minute.
Can we please?
Oh my god.
All right, random question. Nope, no, that thing doesn't work.
Doesn't.
In terms of 1940s German dictators, who's your
Who's your
favorite?
favorite?
And if you only know one, that's by
Oh my
default your
gosh,
favorite.
geez.
Who's your favorite dictator that rhymes with Hitler?
Favorite?
Your
That's
number
a favorite.
Well, one person in here does. I'm sure of it.
Oh my god.
Can we explain? Can we talk about this for a second?
We can talk about it.
Okay.
And just let's tell the people what really happened.
So
It's your
you tell
fucking
your
fault.
version, then we'll tell the true story if you
Oh my
want.
gosh, yes. So I was working the Jane's rehearsals with you.
In 2023, which was
Two.
that was that one?
2022.
Oh yeah, well, that was with
Dang,
Troy.
time is flying by.
That was
Yeah,
with,
that was
with
with Troy.
Troy, right?
Yeah, that was rad. So I'm just, doing my tech thing and trying to not suck and trying to like get the band going. And I don't know how it started. You guys just
You did the Hitler salute.
That was it. You kept burning
No, you did.
crosses
She did
in the
not.
parking lot.
This is totally kidding. Totally joke.
that didn't happen. You guys it came out of nowhere. I was just minding my fucking business, gigging away with the P-Touch or something.
And it
then
might have been day one too.
I
like
think
you hadn't really
so.
met anybody yet in the
and
band.
like I didn't know anything. I don't really know anything about the band members, but apparently
But as soon as you found out, you left the building.
I
Wait.
was like, what the fuck,
There's
you guys?
Jane's has two Jewish members in it, and I think Throb and I maybe it was me. I went around and told those guys to steer clear of you because you were openly anti-Semitic.
And I'm like, I didn't even know this was happening. I was like, fucking.
This
It truly came out of nowhere because it's because
It's 'cause you couldn't do the tour.
You're white and you have very blonde hair, so you're the poster child for the Reich, and that's
Oh my god.
and she's proud of it. I mean, she's
No,
she's not hitting the popper. She loves this.
she's into it.
I'm
This is
scared
how
of
she
the
asserts her
poppers.
dominance.
Jesus.
No, it's-
okay.
that's
It's because
what it
we
was.
wanted you to go on the tour, but you couldn't because you were already booked.
No,
So
she
you were
could
just
have. She chose not to.
you were just
Listen.
doing the rehearsals.
I was
so
just
the
the
theory
rehearsals.
came up that you were anti-Semitic, and that's why you couldn't spend you couldn't spend 2 months with
That's
us.
what it was.
Okay, so you guys were just jealous haters.
Well, we haven't been able to disprove it yet. So
True. Yeah. Or you haven't been able to disprove it, I guess, is the more
True.
important thing.
I am
So-
not, guys.
We will.
That's not good enough.
That's
not.
it.
Just
So we
being
will
a bunch of
apologize now.
haters.
We'll apologize now for constantly calling it like we see it. Good times. No, but I would tell Perkins and
my
and
God.
Perry was a tougher one to pick up on jokes, but I let him know as well, like just to be careful because
Great,
you were
great.
openly anti-Semitic.
Do you think that's
Wow,
what sent
wow.
him over the edge?
Probably.
ultimately? Oh my god!
2 years later.
On stage in Boston, he saw a flashback of her face.
Oh my god.
She looks so much like Navarro, it's an easy mistake. Wild
I
times.
think I did go on stage to see you guys when you were there in Vegas.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
right. That's right.
I was creeping on Todd because I hadn't met Todd, and I was like, "Oh my God, Todd!" And he was like, "Who the fuck is that?" I was like, "I love you."
That's so great. I love that.
was because listening back to the older, I do listen to you guys because when I'm out in the middle of nowhere, whatever country, I'm like, "Oh, it's like my homies talking shit," and I'm like, "It feels like a little homie."
That's what we're trying
Sure.
to do.
so
That's great.
I appreciate it, and you make me laugh.
Thank you.
And
Have you turned any of your friends onto us? This is what we need.
yeah, I have sent the podcast to a few friends.
Good.
I don't follow up with it, but I
You should
know-
probably follow up. Want to call them right now?
yeah.
Make sure things are going good?
So I think one didn't get it, and then others were like, okay, this is my level of
Good.
humor.
Good. That's
So I
about.
was like,
If we get 1 out of 4 people, I think I'm pretty
I know.
happy.
I love
I
people
did.
who don't get it. That's
Yeah.
a favorite.
What's
come on,
wrong with these
listen to
people?
Yeah.
you didn't like get the first. I think it was like the first episodes, like way like when you first started.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I don't know.
2019.
Where Todd was like, this fucking guy. I was like, oh my god.
That's my people.
That's fucking relatable.
East Coasters.
It's relatable.
We have a long-time Patreon supporter named Jamie Peterson, and she has recently upgraded her plan. So thank you so much, Jamie. She's making it rain. She's getting bonus episodes. She's getting bonus videos, behind-the-scenes stuff. And if you guys want to support, you can go to patreon.com/RawFarmRadio and pick a tier that works for you. Right, Emily?
Yes.
All right, good job. You did great.
Thanks.
How have your travels been this year?
A lot. This is the most I think I've ever done, which has been awesome and exhausting at the same time.
Who you with right now?
I right now nobody. because I finished the Iron Maiden tour, so that was a long.
How was that?
A long one. Damn, 3.5 months is the longest.
Wait,
I've
straight
ever-
out?
Yeah.
Isn't that
I was
crazy?
like, what have I done?
That
This
is
a long-
That's a
brutal.
lot.
Crazy.
Yeah, because I've only done like the 6 weeks, and I'm like, there's 6 more weeks. Then there's 6 more weeks, and you're like,
I
missed
can't
my bed.
imagine doing 6 weeks and only being halfway done. Not even.
I know, it's wild.
How do you manage that?
Well, I don't know if I did it well, but he just kind of...
She just said home stretch the entire
Day one.
Dude, fuck it. 11 more weeks, baby.
Oh man, I did start a countdown at like 8 weeks, and I was like, oh, this is forever. It felt like
And after 8 weeks, you still have a normal tour.
I know
And for
that's
6
what
weeks
I
ahead of you.
literally followed friends that were like leaving on tour. I'm like, they're gonna be done before I'm even done.
Yep.
So
For people listening,
hard.
like a pretty normal tour is between 3 to 6 weeks, I'd say, right?
Sure.
Like, or
Yeah.
4 to 6 weeks is like a normal. That's like a long tour.
Yeah, 6 weeks is kind of like what I've been used to.
And that was not coming home at all.
I had one day, so we did San Diego.
Oh, so what are you complaining about?
Was your plant alive?
Bedelia, I'm here, baby.
You totally watered. You totally watered.
No idea how hard it is to cuddle up with a cactus.
Oh God! Ow! Ow! Ow!
So I basically used that day to Uber home, do all my laundry, regroup, because it was like we did Australia and Japan. So I had like bought some stuff for friends and had to put
I
them.
didn't get shit.
Oh, not you two. I'm sorry.
Oh, cool.
Give me one of the poppers.
So I like threw everything and then repacked the suitcase because then we were getting on a bus for American and the Canada. It helped to break it up when we had the fly dates to U.S., Canada, and then back to South America, which was all fly dates again. So,
Yeah, those are rough. Those South American legs are tough.
by that time I was okay with it because it was a pretty easy schedule. We had some back-to-backs and then we had fly dates and a couple days off. So I finally got to explore South America and do like the Aztec pyramids and the things that I've
nice.
never got to do. Bogota,
Your pictures were great.
Bogota was amazing. And so by that time we were all kind of like, how many more days? So we were all kind of burnt but we managed to have fun.
Was it a good crew? 'Cause that
Yeah.
makes all the difference.
It does. There were some lovely people that I worked with. So.
Who was your least favorite person?
Yeah. What's their number?
No. Not doing that.
Damn it.
Damn, she's not stupid. You told me she was stupid, dude.
Wow. 4-year degree, Dan. Come on.
I should have known. Should have known.
I didn't even know she could read. Like,
Oh, wow, guys.
Blowing my mind over here.
Really.
Yeah.
So with every crew, there's better than other. You can get along with certain people, or like some days you're like, I've had enough. I just need a day by myself. Like it just happens with every tour.
Of course.
But there were enough lovely people I have made some really great friends. We had some fun days off, and to laugh through the pain of the gig. Sometimes you're just like,
It's the only way to survive.
it is. You have to laugh at it. So
Yeah.
having a good sense of humor about these things makes such a difference. So
Are you a day off person where you're with your friends on the crew, or do you go solo?
mostly solo late, like on this one, because I was like, I need to work out. Like I need to keep my sanity. Like work out, and
Shoot up a synagogue.
that's like you.
What? What?
What?
What? Let's focus on what you said.
We're
It's more
all
important.
pointing guns right now.
A lot of hate thrown.
I don't know what's happening
A
here.
little rewind. Okay, so days off.
Days off, I would work out and then I eat. Like I love to. If it's Australia, my friend had like a bunch of coffee. My Australian buddy was like all the coffee shops. So I like made it like a, what do we call that? That I'm trying to think of. A scavenger hunt of all
Okay.
the places. So I did. Then food. So I work out. It's a balance. You got to eat. You got to work out. And
Speaking
then that's
of-
literally all I do. Like boring.
That's great.
Speaking of eating, I am at the heaviest weight of my life. I want you guys to know. So
Oh.
congratulations to me. Yep. I'm starting this year. I'm trying to cut sugar almost completely out.
That's good. I've started counting my macros when I got home. 'cause
What's a
I'm
macro?
Dan doesn't know what that is.
Oh boy. My
Like a
fitness-
MacBook Pro? You have more than one? Jesus. Iron Maiden pays well.
Oh man. Like your fats, your proteins, and your carbs, bro.
I have a lot of macros.
Do you have a
They're all
sense
around
of
here.
Dan's typical sugar consumption?
I have a sense of it,
Okay.
like Oreos every day. That from the podcast I've heard, it's
Okay.
like the birthday cake Oreos or something.
I mean, this is Oreo flavored candle.
Oh,
Lovely
very
Decks over
nice. That is
So
nice.
my recent kick. What are the big jugs of
I
ice cream?
think a quart.
A quart of ice
I
cream.
believe, yeah.
So I would go to the store and get a quart of caramel cone Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
Sounds pretty good.
I'm not even close to done.
Okay.
I would eat those by scooping the ice cream up with a full bag of mint Milanos.
Inside
How
the
much?
ice cream?
In what?
In what kind of time frame are we talking about?
The bag. I eat the whole bag at once.
Oh my
By dipping
gosh.
it in ice cream.
Woof.
And I was doing that every day for the last couple months.
So that's why you were at your heaviest.
It has something to do with it.
I think
Yeah.
maybe.
And that's not,
Mystery solved.
and that's not including like the fast food and the. I mean, it's out of control.
Oh, Dan, you gotta care.
I had to
yourself.
reinforce this seat before I sat in it before this episode today. So that's cool.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so
Question
much.
mark.
Thank you. We can do it. We can do it.
Yeah.
When are you heading back out?
I think I have something coming up. I have some local gigs and then waiting for something to get confirmed like the second in mid-February and on. So
Wow.
I don't talk about it till I get flights. You know
I like
what I'm
that.
saying?
Got
You
it,
know,
got it,
just
got
in
it.
case, just in case.
Got it. Well, I do wish you were able to come with us on one of those Jane stores before it fell
Me
apart.
too. I am so sad because I know I regretted not doing it. I was like, that would have been the funnest. Like Jody, like everyone was so fun.
We had a
Like,
really, really great crew
I know.
on both on all
Always.
those runs since. Yeah, that's true.
Always.
That's true.
I see it minus the bus mishaps because I was
Good
like,
Lord.
oh, yeah, happy I'm not dealing with that.
That was unreal.
Was that tour?
Well, that was our last. That was the one started in August.
Oh my god.
That was brutal.
7 buses in the first week.
That was insane.
Pretty great.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
That's brutal. Like I won't complain about like it sucked. The bus sucked, but compared to what you guys had, it
Not
was
really.
like it was much better.
Brutal. Do you like bus life?
Depends.
On?
So this is okay. Actually, this is great. This is a great topic because as I've gotten older, you know, first when you're like first tour, don't care everything. Like, oh my god, I made it. Now I'm like, oh, people suck.
That's right.
Like, all crews are not the same, but like, you know, some people you're like, come on, you live with all adults, like clean up after yourself, like please. I'm also like a psycho germaphobe, so I'm also kind of ridiculous, and as the older I get, it gets worse. So, you know, you'll be drinking, and then the guys go in the bathroom, and you're like, hey, I don't hear you washing your fucking hands.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
So they have come out with their dick fingers and they touch everything. I'm like, motherfuckers, wash your fucking hands.
Think about this though. Touching your dick, not yours, but like touching a dick, it's just like touching someone's arm. It's just skin.
it?
Yes.
Is it? I think
'Cause
it's
the piss
different.
comes out of the tip. It doesn't come out of the sides of it.
No, I don't believe that. I think you need to
No,
wash
it's
your
true. It
fucking
really comes
hands.
out the tip. Can confirm.
I don't believe that.
Speak for yourself.
What are you, a fucking scientist, Dan? Dr. Dan over here. Talking like he has a dick.
So I'm like, oh my god. Then
Dick
they
fingers.
touch the chips. I don't do like public chips, the dick chips.
Oh, you're like
I'm like, nah. fuck this.
Well, you know, women sometimes don't wash their hands either, you know.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
you're not wrong. So people, I just
Yeah.
categorize people suck.
Vag fingers. Yeah.
Vag
I learned if I just pee on my hands, it's sterile, and then you don't have to wash your
Is
hands
that
in
what-
the
And
same
then
water.
you eat chips with your dick, which is clean.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
piss chips.
Just flick them in.
Just like,
The whole, this is a true story.
okay,
Yep,
let's
whatever
go.
he says.
The hole of his penis, he can like open and close it and grab stuff with it.
Yeah,
He can literally pick up chips with his penis hole.
I have a whole ventriloquist act with it too.
Interesting.
It's unbelievable.
Pretty cool.
You,
know,
learn
like,
something
you know the way
new every
elephants,
day.
like elephant trunks, how they can grab stuff.
Okay. No, that's a picture I wasn't expecting.
I'll send you a video. It's so cool.
Oh, good.
It's so cool.
So you know this firsthand.
Yeah.
You okay? Good.
Where does your germaphobe stuff come from?
I don't know.
That's a rough thing.
It is. I think. I don't know. I think. I actually don't know where it came from. I'm just
Your parents? Your parents?
No, I think I'm just the weirdo. I think
Okay.
I'm literally the weird.
Since you were a kid?
No. I think it's just gotten worse as I've gotten older. I'm like start paying attention to everything, and I'm like, oh.
Do you have OCD? Do you count things?
Sometimes I think I have a couple. I think
What do you count? You're talking to an OCD, a former OCD guy.
maybe it's more like I I think it's like the type where you.
There's one Jew in this room, 2 Jews in this room, 3. I gotta get out of here.
Got all the way to 6 million. But I wish I counted higher. That doesn't work.
Yeah, pull it. Pull a popper.
it.
Pull a popper. We'll stop.
No, I don't.
We're gonna keep going then. Do it. I'm gonna do it.
I'm tempted, but.
Oh,
I see.
That's actually kind of fun.
That's good.
So you pulled it. Okay.
You pull it and you snap it. I
this
guess.
is like wiggly. I thought it was.
I did too. I didn't get it. I was confused.
All right. Thanks
all
for
right,
doing
it's
the
all right.
first one.
Yeah,
I'll do
yeah.
this. I'll do it later. I'll
So
surprise
OCD.
you.
What you're counting?
I think it's
Sorry.
more like when I lock my door and I go back like 3 times. Did I
you're a
lock
Oh, you
it?
do
Did I
that?
lock it?
Checker.
Checker, exactly.
You're a
I think
checker.
that's more what I lean
Interesting. I used to have a thing. I still have a thing with even numbers. So any volumes on things have to.
I'm only because you just told me. We were just talking about In and Out, and Dan. To circle back to Dan's heaviest weight, he told me his order at In and Out is a 4x4. It's too much. He'd like to get a 3x3, but he doesn't like odd or even numbers.
So do you
Odd
have
Odd numbers.
Do you have to be like like whatever your weight is? Does it have to be an even number so you eat an extra fry to get to an even?
I gotta
No,
get out
but
of
I
the
like where you're-
300s. It's
I
killing.
mean, I'm just
I
giving
like
you
where you're at
ideas.
here. Yeah.
Just
I like to
throwing
round
out
up.
suggestions.
Round up to the nearest even number. No, but it's true. A 3x3 sounds like 3 burgers, 3 pieces of cheese sounds like more what I would like.
Okay,
but
instead
I'm
of
not
a
gonna-
double, you're like
Well, double is 2. That's too little.
2. Oh,
So a 4x4 is 2 doubles, but less bread.
you can order that?
You can order. I had a friend who used to work at In and Out.
Okay.
And they have to whatever you order. Like
Okay.
so, a 4x4, it's like secret off menu stuff. So it's
Okay.
4 patties, 4 pieces of cheese on 1 bun.
That's so much.
It's a lot.
Listen, didn't come here to be judged by you fucking idiots.
It's
That's
good.
just too bad.
May have.
It's just
But my friend was there, and someone ordered a 32 by 32, and they made it. It's 32 burgers, 32 pieces of cheese. It came in like 4 of those cardboard.
people need to
bins.
say no.
That's why the line
just
is so long.
ridiculous.
Always.
People need
Yeah.
to say
They're
no.
Hey man, I'll have it 32 by 32.
Once upon a time, I worked at Dunkin' Donuts, and I was so judgmental. This was like way back in Maryland days before I got into this.
Munchkins.
Fresh out of college, and I was like, "How much does this loan cost?" Oh my god! I mean,
I gotta pay this off.
Donuts
Better work
is-
at Dunkin'.
Dunkin' Donuts it is.
yeah, really good job.
$4 a year. Thank you.
It was so bad. I was doing other stuff, okay. But yeah, like in the morning, I had to do like the morning shift, and it was like the same people would come in and get like a Boston cream and get like this much coffee with this much sugar and cream.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And it's
talking
like, wow,
about.
you fat fuck.
The default, like when you just order a coffee and you don't specify, is like 57 sugars and 4 quarts of
It's like-
cream.
Is that really?
It's
So
like
their standard coffee is
if
full
you
of
just
stuff?
say I want like a coffee back in the day anyway, 20 years ago.
We're both East Coasters.
Yeah.
Yes,
If-
Boston.
Yeah, if you just say like, "Hey, I want a hazelnut coffee," which was my order.
Okay.
I think it was 4 sugars and like probably this much cream. The
It's a
default.
lot.
So you
Yeah,
have to
'cause
be
if you
like
hit a button,
only-
right?
There were no buttons back then.
Oh, okay.
We're in our 40s,
We
Emily.
didn't have buttons.
Okay, I mean, I'm not that far behind,
We
but
didn't have buttons back then. No buttons.
Well, we had
You
buttons in
talk-
the world, just not at
Yeah,
Dunkin' Donuts.
at like elevators and
When
shit.
was the button invented?
Back in 1640 when we were kids.
There was no electricity.
The new button press.
You'd have to talk. You talk to a human. There were drive-throughs sometimes. Talk to a human.
That's true.
And you'd have to say, "Can you only put 2 sugars in?" or like something like that.
Oh,
It was-
yeah.
The
You'd have to-
default is. Like,
I think there was like a button for us, like the one, then you hit the button, like however many, but it was so much. They'd be like six sugars. I'm like, wow, is that what you're gonna do? I was the worst. I
With
was like,
your
I
donut.
should-
Would you ever say anything to them out loud? Like, what's the matter with you?
No.
in
I
the brain.
I made a rule for myself. I didn't eat any donuts the whole time because I was like, if you start this, you are gonna be fat as fuck. So I was like, the last day I had like a munchkin, and I was like, fuck
I
you,
had a
I'm
bit of a
done.
donut mishap the other night.
What happened?
I had a donut mishap. We went to, you're going to hate this, but we went to a Hanukkah thing. And, sorry. We went to a Hanukkah party.
Oh my god!
There was only 2 of them there, so don't worry.
Stop it!
But we went to a Hanukkah party.
one was a baby.
One was a baby. yes, they can reproduce. Scientifically possible.
Just hatched.
God. Just kidding, Jews.
Oh my gosh!
So we went there, and we go every year. It's like they got KFC and a bunch of Krispy Kreme.
Okay.
So I had 2 donuts there, and then our friend was like, "You should take some home, right?" Well, how'd it happen?
Yeah, she always buys too much, right? And there's only a small group of us, and so she forced it. She forced it upon us.
But I
you
was saying,
had
I'm trying to get rid of sugar. I don't want these. I do not want these.
But you said you'd give them specifically to
my
two
goddaughter who
people.
lives upstairs.
Okay.
And her boyfriend. They're both super stoners, and they would really appreciate
Love
it.
some
A
Krispy
box
Kremes.
full of. It was like 4 regular donuts,
Oh yeah.
4 regular
and
like,
then 4 minis.
at least. Yeah.
Okay.
And they didn't make it to the goddaughter upstairs, and they didn't make it till the following afternoon.
Did you eat it in the car?
No, I let it go. I came home and was sitting on the couch eating edibles and watching TV. And I don't know what happened, but they all disappeared by the next afternoon.
I woke
Mystery.
up in the morning and the half box was gone, like half of the half that we brought
Yeah.
back, and I was like,
I thought you said you weren't going to eat these. I'm like, I wasn't.
so specifically was like these, and then like a couple
happens.
hours later they
What are
were
you gonna
gone.
do?
The rest were gone.
What are you going to do? I mean, I
Not
tried.
eat them. Yeah,
tried my
Treat
best.
yourself.
Yeah.
So what's on your bus stock list? Because you're pretty like
Protein
healthy.
shakes.
Oh, so fucking boring.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming. Well, for
You don't
a
have any
while-
like. There's things I only eat on tour because I'm not gonna buy them for myself.
My ass.
well, okay there. All right.
Not often.
How many spokes does he have?
amazing.
Like, you don't want to know.
One, it's so weird.
That is a little weird.
Do you know people have been commenting with their spoke totals, by the way? I've gotten
That's so
comments.
funny.
There's comments publicly and private comments of people saying how many spokes they have.
You
Do you know your
asked-
spoke count?
I know. I didn't do that. And
Darling, will you count her spokes real quick?
Yes, please.
Just to keep it
sure,
above
sure.
board. Oh, yeah, but bus stock list. I like this idea.
So Uncrustables, like the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, like they're just easy. I know I like them. They're very
In the freezer? You put them in the freezer?
Yeah, in the freezer, and then you can just like those are just easy. And then I'm tiny and I can fit in my bunk, so sometimes if some tours will get bus stock for you, like a protein shake, some of them are like, nah, we're not doing that. So I will put my bucket of protein powder like in the end of my bunk, or like just get the individual ones and I'll buy them myself to try to stay on track because I'm trying to care, not
Yeah.
be like. I'm not trying to be like frumpy. I don't know the word.
Excuse
I'm just
me?
trying to care.
Is it directly at me? You looked at me and said, frumpy? Like some people? Okay.
I'm
great.
trying to care. It's hard. It's freaking hard on the road, but when you go to South America, you're like, yeah, give me the steak and the wine, like
Yeah.
give
Yep.
it all to me, and I'm
Yep.
like, fat and protein, so I'm like macros are kind of
Macros.
working. I just find all the things that try to make me feel better about my decision.
I get it. I
Are
get
you
it.
big on that? Like, if you're in a certain city that's known, like, do you have to get a cheesesteak in Philadelphia? That kind of shit. Like,
I'm more about like the other countries. Like,
Sure.
America, I'm so over it. I don't care anymore. Like, there's certain favorite places I have, I think, but like other countries, I definitely try to explore because why not? I'm not always there.
sure.
So.
Yeah.
Favorite spots? Around the world?
Countries,
Cities, countries?
really, Tokyo was amazing because it's just so different. So polite. Everyone's so polite and just like
How weird are the
on
crowds
time.
there?
the
The song ends, everyone claps once, and then like it's like quiet.
Really,
so
we had some crazier crowds.
I
It
must have
was-
worked for shitty bands then.
One clap actually means
Yeah.
fuck this.
It was, but it is more reeled in and polite. I guess they don't do phones as much over in like Europe and stuff, and it's like you can tell they're there for the music, and
Oh,
you're like,
that's
oh, this
cool.
freaking rocks. There's of course going to be phones, but like I noticed with other bands, I was like, America, everyone's just like phones up. I'm like,
South America has the best crowds in the world, I would say.
so good.
Yep.
They would joke on the talk back. They're like, there are no blondes in this crowd. And we see Emily, she's the only one.
There she is.
Literally no blondes out here.
Yeah, there's not a lot down there.
No, but it was it was a crazy crowd, and stadiums get filled down there, and it's just wild.
What's your least favorite place?
Let's see. I could skip like certain states in America. I'm like, I don't
Like
care.
44 of them.
Most of them, like, I don't think I've actually been to Oklahoma yet, but like, who cares?
What?
I don't.
You
What's your
are
destination
missing out.
spots?
Delaware,
Paris and then,
Delaware. Does
Oklahoma.
anyone really need to go? Just drive through
It's a
it
weird
to New
place,
York.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ohio.
Easy.
I know. I was trying to make it rough.
That's fine.
Let's say I've got family there too, but it's like certain places I've done like a country artist, and I'm like, what kind of RV fucking festival are we at? Like,
No shit.
thanks.
Yep.
I'm good.
I did one artist that was country, now that I think about it, and the headliner was drinking Bud Light but kept pouring it into plastic cups so nobody
Perfect.
could see that he loved trans people. I think that's what that means. My
That's a direct correlation.
That narrative
That's
correctly?
right. That's correct. That's
I
correct.
don't know anything about that. What is that?
You don't know what happened with Bud Light?
No, I don't. I'm like, I've been in a tour bubble. I have no idea what's happening.
This is old, too.
Yeah, it's like a
This-
year,
Is it
a year or
old?
two.
Yeah, I think that was like 2
Oh,
years
also,
ago.
I don't pay attention to much.
Basically,
That's fine.
Bud Light hired a is it a content creator or just a trans?
What?
Is it a YouTuber?
What's the
I don't
first
know.
thing you said? Contact rater?
Yeah, content creator.
What?
Contravirus.
Content creator.
Oh yeah, I did. I was like, I'm just gonna let it go and
Bud
smile
Light
and nod.
had. Did you see the video of Kid Rock shooting all the beer cans?
No,
Oh, well,
I don't. I just don't pay
This is
attention.
you've been in a
It's like
coma.
I'm the worst.
Bud Light hired like a trans spokesperson for their brand, just like
Okay.
to bring in a new audience, and a lot of people lost their shit about it, including Kid Rock, who bought a bunch of cases of Bud Light, brought them to his backyard, and shot them with a AR-15.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, makes a good point.
That's nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Really, yikes.
Yeah, so that's that story.
Stuck it to him.
Yeah,
So
that's
fucked up.
it's, super fucked up. Anyways, how did we get here?
Who knows? Who knows? This is how the show works.
Exactly.
We don't
No,
know
I'm
where
used
we're
to it.
going.
I'm familiar. Just
Yeah.
it's like, well, where's Heidi? How's Heidi?
She is no longer with us.
Stop it.
Oh, that
She
reminds
had a
me.
party popper backfire on.
Blew her head clean off. That's why these walls are red.
Oh my god.
So the other day, I was at a white elephant party before Christmas, and I saw a couple of my friends who had moved to Atlanta years ago. They came back to California for the party, and this woman Sam, who I've known for many years, was like, "Oh, where's Raza? Where's your wife?" I was like, oh, "She passed away."
Why would you?
It's my
his
go-to.
go-to.
It's my go-to response whenever anyone asks how she's doing. I always tell them that she passed away.
I didn't really.
But I was sitting down and she was standing in front of me when she asked me, and I said she passed away. I'm telling you, in 2 seconds, she had tears coming down her eyes. 2 seconds. I'm like, no. She goes, what? And she grabbed her chest, and I'm like, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. And it took her like a half hour to get her shit together.
That is so fucked
that
up.
It was so funny. It was so
Is
funny.
it? What if she had a
Dude.
heart attack? Learning
When you die, it's gonna be such a long play.
I swear, here's her body. Here's her head, dude.
No one's gonna believe it. You're gonna nobody at your funeral.
Dude, I'm gonna have a laminated copy of her death certificate around my neck so I can
just
prove it to
have like
people.
my father on speed dial. Like, tell them.
It's been a week. This is my new girlfriend. I swear to God, she's dead.
Oh my god.
I mean it this time.
I felt so bad, but she really
That's
believed
so
it.
sad.
But and this girl Sam
my
doesn't even
heart.
know her that well. But it was such a.
Must be well enough.
You guys spent a lot of time together.
Hung a bit.
Okay, but she
enough.
was really sad.
sometimes-
She said for you though too.
Yeah. Oh, and I
she
asked her, I'm
was
like,
super
what,
sad for
I'm so
you.
sorry you're crying. Like, what's? I'm like, you're the sweetest person I ever met. That's so kind. She's like, I just felt bad because I feel like I would have known. Like someone would have told me, and I felt bad that I didn't reach out to you and give you my condolences.
Yeah, she's just a sweet.
What an idiot.
Sometimes you're such an asshole.
right?
Sometimes females, we have emotions. No, like
Sometimes, yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll cry over some random shit.
Well, listen, I cry all the time.
American
I cry
Idol
about
backstory.
4 times a day. Do you really?
Yeah, they get me.
You're a sucker for the TV sad stories.
I don't mean to, but sometimes, it'll pull you in on Facebook and you're like, I'll watch one. And then I'm like sniffling. I'm like, what the fuck?
The one that gets me all the time is when service people, like military people, come back
their
and
dogs.
surprise the dogs or their kids at school.
Or plants.
Yeah, their plants. Yeah, I'm a
Right.
sucker.
I get got by that Alone show. Have you watched that?
Isn't there in the woods and
They
stuff?
basically just leave people out in the woods for
Yeah.
how long can you last in the Alaskan wilderness?
You
and
cry about it?
the finale, dude, I'm telling you, the
soft
finale
bitch.
when you don't know if anybody else is still in they don't tell you okay, there's only 2 of you left. You have no fucking idea if all 10 contestants are still going.
Are
And
they
you're-
still alive?
Yeah, you've been in the woods for like months.
I wouldn't.
And when they do like a wellness check, like once a week, they bring a boat out to check on you and stuff. And they don't tell you if you've won. So a boat pulls up and you think it's just like a wellness check. And then they like sneak your wife or your family out from like the side of the woods.
Oh, shit.
And when these people who are like starving, skin and bones,
Skinny.
like
They eat their kids.
Alexander Supertramp looking motherfuckers, and their wife comes out of the woods and they're like, "Oh my god, I won!" It's like $500,000 or $1 million bucks.
Shit.
that is
Okay.
I'll take money.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this show, but that
Me
does
either.
sound pretty powerful.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
So if I don't cry when you go, it's because I've wasted all my tears on a loan.
Like
That's fine.
that reminds me of that show Naked and Afraid. I'm like, you
So great.
fucking idiots.
I know.
I would never.
Do you know that Navarro was actually somewhat close to trying to get on Naked and Afraid?
What?
Can you imagine how quickly he'd be not on the show anymore?
Yeah. Yes, I can.
He'd be like, wait, no Wi-Fi? All right, I'm out of here.
Before the clothes even come
He
off.
really wanted to test himself.
I would die. I can't. I don't like bugs.
No, I'm not a
Science
wilderness
stuff,
person.
yeah.
Nope.
Do you camp at all?
Nope. I
Okay.
did it once, like once upon a time when I had a boyfriend. He took me camping, like up in.
Did you go concentration camping?
Oh my god.
Wow.
Concentration glamping, I should say.
It was really not as exciting as I thought.
that one sucked.
That was a dud.
Anyway, you were saying?
Yeah, he took me camping. It was like me, him, and like his sister and her boyfriend, and like all the way in the middle of the mountain, no service, no anything. But he made me watch Wrong Turn before we
Oh,
went.
shit.
And I'm like, oh my god, why would you do that to me?
This guy sounds cool.
Of course. I
Yeah, I like that.
I was kind of like, and we see all the abandoned buses on the way up, and I'm like,
Wait, where was it again?
the middle of like I think West Virginia, somewhere in the middle of West Virginia, and I was like.
And that's literally where like Deliverance, the movie, happened.
Yeah, Blair Witch. Like, I thought of all the movies. I was like,
Oh, Maryland. That was
Yeah.
supposed to be Blair. That was the, what's the town it was supposed to?
I forget, but I was like, Maryland, cool, close enough.
Kecksburg?
That's my backyard, basically. So, yeah, it was like, I couldn't unthink of all this creepy shit. And then bears, I was like, are bears? I don't,
Are you scared of bears?
yeah. Oh my
Emily.
God. Have you
Emily.
seen a bear attack? They're
Are you listening to me?
fucking ugly. I'm listening.
Are you sitting down?
Yeah,
I'm so unbelievably scared of bears.
fucking terrifying.
Like I'm scared of them right now, and we're inside my home with locked doors, and I'm worried about them getting in here somehow. I'm so scared of bears.
Have you seen that? My friend.
Speaking of bears, holy shit! Hold on.
No, oh, no. Oh God.
Here it comes.
Oh shit. So yeah, camping's not my thing. To sum that up, no thanks.
I don't think you're gonna like this, but bears sometimes get worms, and
Oh, boy.
I want to show you these worms that are coming out of this bear's butt, and I want to get your thoughts on it. You ready?
Yes, I knew what I was in for. Oh my God, they're huge. I thought they were gonna be. I don't know what I was expecting.
They're like 15 feet long. Darn, will you please look? You wouldn't look last night, but be part of the show.
Oh, that's disgusting.
But it's also kind of fascinating, isn't it? There's
Is that a bunch of worms or is that one big worm?
it's a bunch. It literally looks like 20-foot long pasta.
Oh, don't do
Delicious
that.
pasta.
I love pasta.
It's only angel hair.
Don't fucking,
What's your favorite cut of pasta?
Definitely not that kind.
You're more of a rigatoni ziti person? Okay, it's not that.
Penne.
Yeah, penne.
Not that. Oh my God, that's just
Pretty wild, huh?
How does that even happen?
Well,
Fish. I'm
Is it from
assuming they
fish?
come from fish. Would be my guess.
Uncooked fish, clearly. Because they're not.
Well, they're not cooking it.
Orgy morgy. Yeah, a little hibachi, little bear, grizzly hibachi. Emily, what's the matter with you? Hey, boo boo. You goddamn dumbass.
Well, as I was saying it, I was like, well, this is going to be dumb. But then I'm like, because
They don't even know how to use a lighter. I mean, but for real. There's a
but
bear
I was
with
like,
stones
that
and a
can't
stick.
happen to the cooked fish, because then humans would have that happen.
This is true.
That's where I was like trying to go with it. I was like, this can't happen to
Parasites.
us. Oh.
Parasites.
Well, I think that can happen to humans too. Maybe not to that degree.
Those are like literally
That-
15-foot worms.
That's
Yeah.
we get those humans.
You have those? Get the fuck out of this
I
house!
won't even look because I feel like it's through osmosis.
What were we watching where they're talking about? Was it? Oh, it was.
The dumb fucker who talks a lot.
What?
Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah, Shane Gillis and
couldn't
Matt
think of
McCusker.
Fucker who talks so long.
That's as good as I got.
If you're,
That's good.
If parents are wondering if their kids have worms,
Oh.
you put a piece. I want you to explain what they do.
Oh no. What is that?
I can't look at anything, but you're meant to put a piece of Scotch tape over your kid's butthole, and then
Keep going.
and then in the morning, because they come out at night.
The worms come out of buttholes at night,
Apparently, and then
the
in
munchies.
the morning you take the tape off,
and you see if there's worms stuck to
and
the
they'll be
tape.
stuck to the tape.
No.
Yes, that's how you do
Why
it.
are they coming out at night?
We don't know. No one knows. Can't talk
They're
about
like
it.
To breathe?
Can't research
They're like
it,
cats.
Can't do
They're
it.
cats and bats.
Just
They're,
like midnight, they're like,
that's rage. There's fucking steaks in there, dude.
It's like the Jim Carrey coming out of the rhino's ass.
Kicking the butthole open.
We're getting out.
Let's go, fella. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
There's one guy like,
Oh man.
Well, R&R. Be back in 3 hours, guys.
God, well, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
it's so gross.
I'm so scared of parasite. I would if I was told by a doctor hey, you have worms. Like, great. I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
100%.
It's all over now.
Way worse than cancer.
Oh god.
I think the worst ones.
Worse than cancer. Yeah.
I prefer.
Give me
cancer,
stage 4
please.
over one worm.
Please.
Please.
Disgusting.
I hate the ones like the fish get where they're like the little bugs that eat the fish's tongue and then like clamp onto their mouth and basically become the fish's tongue.
Yes. So when the fish brings food in, these little fuckers are right in front. They eat the food before it gets in the fish's stomach.
It's so
I
gross.
didn't know that existed.
Pull up
I
a
didn't
picture.
either. Oh god, that I'll look at.
What do I Google?
Fish parasite tongue. If I had to guess.
That old search.
That should send us in the right direction.
Perfect.
Fish parasite tongue.
Oh my god.
Oh, so
Can you imagine if humans had that? Like,
no.
you went to kiss somebody and they had a fucking bug.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, they're
Ew.
awesome.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
you can see it already? Oh no.
Oh my fucking god.
Watch the candle.
Look. So
Kind
inside
of, it's
like
kind
a-
of far.
inside its mouth.
Ooh, that looks
Oh, I
bad.
feel so
Like-
bad for the.
Look right here. Look at this thing.
I kind of can't. Oh.
I feel
Oh
so
my
bad
God.
for it.
So those are
There's
other
two of them.
fish inside their mouth that eat it.
There's a whole family.
Ew.
Oh my fucking god.
That makes me
It's like
sad.
literally like an alien in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It looks like what's that movie where it comes out of their stomach?
Alien.
Yep. That'll do it. That'll do it.
Yep. Yep. That's
It
exactly
reminds
it.
me of the thing. What's on the
Christ.
Ninja Turtles? Like the little brain thing that was in the guy's stomach.
Kerrang.
That's what it
isn't that
reminds me
Kerrang?
of. I forget the name.
I think that
It's
was
been a while.
Kerrang. You're a Ninja Turtles fan?
I was. I mean, it's been a while, but there was a time.
I guess.
I had some
35?
Ninja Turtle sheets.
Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle? There's only one right answer, but
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a set? Okay. I mean, I think I chose purple. I can't tell you what
Donatello.
the purple's name is, but yeah.
Donatello.
Purple was my favorite color.
wrong answer, but that's fine. That's fine. Raphael, it was the best one.
I liked them all. I had no grudges. I just purple at the time, being my little girly self, was like, I like the purple one.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Did you have a Ninja Turtle favorite?
Never watched Ninja
He was 0. He was 0 when they were happening.
Well, they're about the same age. You're 34?
Yeah.
You're 35?
36.
36. Okay.
No, they were still a thing. I just never watched. I wasn't like huge into cartoons and stuff when I was a kid.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Me either.
But you're into Beavis and Butthead now, though.
Yeah, I'm very into Beavis and
man.
Butthead.
Are you
Sure.
are you a Beavis and Butthead fan, Emily?
I was. I don't watch it religiously or anything, but
You
it-
would have if you came on tour with
Yeah,
us.
you would have.
We watched
You had no
so
choice.
much Ninja Turtle. I mean, Beavis and Butthead. So much.
I mean, I think it's funny. There's the clips I do see. I'm laughing at it.
The 2 new seasons are the best they've ever been.
I
Really?
didn't even know there
Ever.
were new seasons.
Yeah. So good.
I'll have a watch. I mean,
Can I ask you a serious question? I mean, honestly, a serious question.
sure, let's go.
It's been great, like having more and more like women in touring music.
Of course.
it's getting so much better. When you start, have you seen an improvement since you started?
100%. Yeah.
Do you feel like you bitches get less respect than your cooler counterparts?
I mean, if you can understand it with your smaller brains or whatever, like can you?
Yeah. Let me dig deep here.
No, but really, yeah.
There's definitely been much more women now than, I mean, we'll call it 2017 was like my first tour, and then I met you. Poor David Saul, but I sucked like when I first started.
We all
You've
do.
come a long way.
I definitely was like, oh, yeah, I see.
He still sucks. I mean,
I'm unemployed.
Just like, so there was like definitely a harder learning curve I felt when I was trying to get in. I'm like, please, like, teach me, like, take me seriously. It took a while for what I felt like certain guys, like I remember you and Kyle like showed me some stuff because they were like, well, she does not know what she's doing. Like, let's show her signal flow with all the stuff in the gear. And I was like, not a lot of people had done that before in the live aspect. So that was like super helpful. There's guys that have been super helpful, and certain women have been super helpful who have, like, I think when I first got to LA, I saw a magazine of like 2 chicks. I'm like, oh, they're sound girls.
I saw that one.
I'm like, they will be my friends. And I was like, I'm going to find them.
and did you?
I did, yeah. One of them's still my very good friend now, and I'm pretty close with the other one as well. So I went to them for a lot of advice. And so at first it was just kind of them or like a certain few. And now I feel like going to Claire's shop, like there's so many women. It's like,
It's pretty
awesome.
great.
It's awesome. Yeah, I definitely have seen an improvement with a lot more. And like a lot of tours sometimes will ask for women because certain artists prefer women because, you know, their outfits or something. Like it's, we're needed, damn it, we're needed.
100%. No,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean,
No, it's
I think
great.
the last couple of tours we've done is the first time I've ever been on a bus with like more than 1 or 2 like women. It's like
Totally.
it used to be like there was one, and
Yeah.
she was the production coordinator or whatever,
Right.
or you know, or wardrobe.
Wardrobe.
Yep.
But now it's like it's everywhere, like guitar techs and drum techs.
Yeah. I've seen a drum tech. I know one. It's like I know one. Now it's more like, okay, I know a few. Like especially more of the teching, the audio things. That's where I
badass.
work more with women. But
Wasn't Taylor Hawkins drum tech? Isn't she a lady?
I don't.
And
I
now
don't
Josh
know.
Freezes, I think.
I've heard
pretty-
the
it's
name
pretty great.
Josh, but I didn't know much of that camp. So I don't know that answer. But yeah, there's a lot more, and it's great. And you know,
Are there times when it's been difficult being a woman on the road? I imagine you get a lot of unwanted attention from crew
Yes.
people or others.
yes and no. So most of the time, I'm pretty like zoned into the gig. I'm like, let me do the gig, whatever. And I kind of have been able to ignore that or just pan out. Like, and then I hear mostly from the guys that tell me the stories, and then we laugh about it, and it's more funny. Stage hands, yikes. You know how you rate stage hands?
Oh yeah.
Some of them are more just like, they're the more creepy ones. Not all of them. There's some good ones.
not all
but
of them.
like
Every single one of them, pretty much.
sometimes, like, especially South America, like you get the eyes because you can't speak English. You're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
But creepy but efficient. So I'm like, I'm going to keep him around because he's doing a really good job. I'm like, one time I think I was like, we were almost done doing what we needed to do. And I'm like, he's trying to ask me something. I was like, Spanish? Like, because it was in Brazil. And I was like, I got a little Spanish. Like, let's see what we can do.
I have news for you. They're not speaking Spanish in Brazil.
Well, I
Portuguese.
know.
Yeah. She knows. She knows.
I know,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
they know more
It's
Spanish
close.
than
Okay.
Close-ish.
they
Ta
know more
bom, ta bom.
Spanish than English. So
Obrigado.
I got, yeah, exactly. So you're like, well, let me see what I can do. So then I was like, all right, just type it in. Like, let's Google Translate. Are you married? I was like, Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
good Lord.
That's your fucking
To the
question?
job? Yes, sir.
I was like, we're done. Leave.
So unprofessional.
It's they don't know. They don't care. I mean, some of them, it's more entertaining to see what they come up with more of the time. And then the ones I work with directly, they're pretty more mellow and like know better. Every now and then you get some like. Really,
Have you ever had to
really
like
guy.
go to a TM or something, and be like, this member of our crew is
Oh, good question.
out of line?
No, they're
Names.
No, I haven't had to go to anyone that way, but I've had frustrating situations where like, how the fuck do I handle this? Because I got to keep working with this person, and once I say something, it's gonna be fucking awkward, but it's already awkward because awkward
Sure.
for me. So it's like, ugh.
Are you able to handle it? Like, do you can you have that discussion with somebody?
I think I've done it wrong in the past, where it's like,
Fine, I'll do it. What do you say, sir?
I think it's just a learning experience because it's like, fuck, I've never been in this situation before. So
What would you do that was wrong? What was what's the wrong way to do it?
I think the best way is to have a direct conversation instead of involving someone else. That's
Okay.
what I've learned is like that other person can make it so much worse than what it was because they're like, I care, and I'm like, no, you are blowing it way out of proportion. Like when it could be handled by a simple conversation. Mm-hmm. And if that doesn't work, then it's like, okay, maybe if it's I've never felt in danger by any means. It's more just like, come on, guy, fucking, you know better. Like,
Right.
Don't fucking do that. But I think just what I've learned is just have a direct conversation. If that doesn't work, then regroup and try it again.
Fair enough.
If you need to involve
Yep.
someone. Other people make it worse and blown it out of proportion. And that's what's not okay.
Fair enough. Cool.
Without saying any names or making it weird.
We're not leaving until you say some names. We want some. We came to get some names.
Got it.
What other jobs have you had before you were doing audio stuff?
Oh, so many. Someone's like, you have so many chapters. I was like, because growing up, you're just like, I'm gonna do everything. Get me out of the house. I was like a bus girl when I first started working.
I was
like,
a bus boy.
Bus girl. I worked at Domino's. I've worked. I was a cosmetologist. In high school, I got my cosmetology license. Is my throat am I raspy? I'm feeling raspy.
I don't think you want some water.
I do have water.
Have some water.
I'm like, do I sound?
We'll talk about spokes for a minute. Count your spokes yet? You count yet? Oh,
No.
Dolly.
Oh!
We had a comment on our Patreon from
Yeah,
our
I
listener
didn't look
Diana.
further into this, but
I looked into it.
is it true? The
So
35,
Salvador
37,
Dali-
and does it bother you that it's odd numbers?
Yeah, very much so. But that's
Okay.
also that number is completely bullshit. So Salvador Dali apparently was obsessed with buttholes, much like we are.
Oh, is that the artist?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just went to a museum in Florida.
Any butthole stuff?
Not that I didn't like search for it.
Different section. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Interesting.
But
Weird
he was
connection.
he was weirdly obsessed with people's buttholes and like would study them, and he was literally counting spokes of buttholes back in the day.
So this is old news.
'cause-
And he said the average was 35 to 37, which is
No.
like that's such a small. The average is between these two.
No.
But like in my research, the average
What
is
does your research consist of?
our audience
So- Oh, the
responding
audience
back,
reporting.
and I've seen a lot of pornography in my life.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
Do
so
you
I've
just
seen a lot
pause
of
it?
buttholes.
Do you
Yeah,
pause
like
it
that's a
and
lot of
count?
spokes right there. That's pretty good.
Zoom in.
So our audience has ranged from 6 to 17,
Okay.
and we've had about 10, 15 people respond.
Okay.
No one has been over 20. So
Okay.
Dolly some wrinkly ass buttholes back in the day.
Interesting.
But he would like take have people sit on like wet clay, sort of like women. Was it what women are? Was women and men or both or just one?
I don't know. I didn't do any further.
If he was cool, it'd be just women. But they would sit on this clay, and he would like mold their like buttholes, and he had all these like molds.
Butthole molds.
Butthole
That's
mold.
great.
Do
But
you
it was
think
crazy. What?
if you had a whole
I have a hole.
A butthole.
No. Settle down, everyone. If you had like a 15 in front of you of these clay molds, do you think you'd be able to tell female from male? Would you be able to
interesting.
pick out the bloke
The
spokes?
ball imprints, I could probably tell.
bloke
Well, yeah, we'd have to.
Nah,
We wouldn't put those in.
Isolated butthole.
I assume that women have like just like more cleaned up buttholes, but I don't know what I'm basing that
Like,
on.
and how would that translate to clay?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I mean, you'd have to like probably wax all the dudes. 'Cause
yeah,
if
you,
could
think
see
about the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What do you
let's
think?
say all things considered equal.
My mom lives near this museum. I could
How many
have
spokes
her
does
go
your mom
look
have?
at it.
Yes.
It's a bold
I'm
time to
gonna
bring up
need-
your
Yeah.
mother.
Yeah.
Mom spokes, what's up?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to go to this museum and see if there's a butthole section, just
Yes.
because we're curious. No, wait, it's my sister.
Okay,
so
okay.
I'll tell her.
Please,
I'll
please,
tell her to
please.
check it out.
What do you think? Do you think you could tell?
I want to say yes, but probably not. But you know what? I think I got a segment for next show. I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
This
find
might be a whole Patreon episode.
find Dolly's
Yeah.
collection.
I
Any
would
collection.
like to do a Patreon game show where we just look at like different buttholes, and you know if they're male or female, and we figure out what
Like
they are.
actual pictures,
Yes.
or so I have to zoom
Or
way
bring
up.
people in, and we'll have like a hidden wall.
So I need like 4K.
Like a glory butthole
High def.
situation.
Do you know in Japan they have ass eating bars? Have you seen these pictures?
This is why she likes Tokyo so much.
I nailed it.
She has a brown mustache.
Oh, I know all about them.
There's bars in Japan where you walk in. There's a big wall with a bunch of holes in the wall with just chicks' butts sticking through the holes, and you just walk up and start licking a butt.
Oh, that sounds terrible. Why would you? Do
Yeah,
that?
terrible.
Why
That's the
would
word I would use.
Why would you?
Isn't that?
An unknown butt? Like,
If you find one with Scotch tape covering it, maybe wait
sick.
a day.
oh my god, no, I did not run into any of that. But someone, you have your translator over there. She said they have a schoolgirl thing, like that's their big thing.
Yeah.
She did like a TV documentary or whatever, and like the whole
Sure.
thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
How is it the same place that blurs genitals in videos
Right.
also
question.
has an ass-eating bar?
And they
why.
have the dirty panty machines there.
Oh, yeah.
And on the subway cars, there's certain cars that women can go into where you can't touch them. Because if you ride, if women in
Why
Japan,
would they not just always go in that car?
some people like
they
cool
have
shit.
like a groping something. That's what
Yes.
I heard. Okay, and
So
I'm
it's like a non-groping train. But if you go on the train just as a chick, but not Americans, they only grope their own, which is like at least respectful.
helpful for me, I guess.
Yeah. But if you go on the train with like the business guys, they can kind of like.
Fill you up on the way. That's just
If I'm completely wrong, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure I've heard this multiple times.
Yeah, we need to.
I think I've heard of this too. I think the translator was telling me about that. I can follow up with it.
I'm curious because it's such a strange thing, but at least they give you like a safe haven kind of.
fuck that.
But what if like you're trying to get on that safe train and you're like, it's full.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
gotta go to the groping train.
Yeah.
Shit.
Guess I'm getting fingered on the way home from work. Oh well.
Yikes.
So back to your jobs.
yeah.
Let's talk about your jobs.
Back to the job.
I love seeing how people get to where they're at.
It's so random. So cosmetology. So I was like pedicures, manicures, up to like up styles for weddings for brides
Sure.
and like bridesmaids, and that was really fun. So
Would you do hair stuff as well? Would you do
Yeah,
like blow dries and
I would, but I didn't get far enough into it to be good at that. Like nobody wants me to do that. Like, I would manicure, pedicure all day. And I think I was so young. I was like, I would just get high and like scrub feet. They would love it. The massage for like, I would just get lost because I would be high as shit. And I would just massage their foot.
like 3
forever.
hours? You're like, oh.
And they're like, we're not stopping you. Really professional.
You're not grossed out by feet?
I am now. I probably wouldn't do it now, but there was something about it, like making this nasty foot look so cute. You're like, oh, I can transform this and like make it so pretty.
Let me ask you this:
Oh god.
do most people have decent or bad feet? Like, where do most people?
Most people were decent.
Okay.
There was a lot of there was definitely some pretty feet I saw, and then I saw some ones where I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna soak
I don't think it's a
this.
good sample size, though, because if you're going in to get your feet worked on, it means you take care of your feet.
Yeah, but it's got to be first timers.
There was
Timer.
some times where
Sure.
I was like,
You got a little hair right here.
fuck you.
I was
Like
doing that on
I
purpose.
think I remember it sticks out. Like there was this one was gross. It was like a couple that came in, but they were like, I don't want to categorize it in like, I don't want to say redneck,
Jewish?
but they were like, nicely done.
That's why I married her.
It's like it makes sense. Well done. They were just. They had a lifestyle where they told me about it. They were like, well, we just cleaned the boat. We did this. And like they came in with no socks in their shoe. And I was like,
That's some Appalachia shit right
oh,
there.
man. Oh,
Yeah.
great. Please say less, please. Like,
So-
I don't want to know your story.
Are you like scraping stuff out from under the nails and all that stuff?
All of it, yeah. So
You ever
I
eat
used
it?
to- Ew,
Well, I'm just
Dan.
curious.
No.
There's no dumb questions.
Never
That's
once.
what I was told.
Never once has that crossed my mind.
Good,
That's
good. I was just
absolutely
testing you.
disgusting.
I knew you would.
Disgusting.
Even when you were stoned.
Yeah.
So hungry.
Still
Jeez.
never.
Oh.
In fact, I
Ew.
didn't eat for a while because I'm like, I just touch all these feet. Like, I need like an
Dude,
hour.
germaphobe. How did you do that? Or you weren't
Were you
then?
not?
I
that?
wasn't then. I didn't care. I didn't care as much. I don't.
Could you do it now?
If I had to.
Take your shoes off. Take your shoes off.
No.
Well, you don't want that.
If I had to.
He has foot infections you want to
Oh,
hear
perfect.
Wait,
Great.
so what was this redneck couple?
Yeah.
What was
Oh
he
yeah,
ending?
so they just came in and like, they're getting married and they're like, we're gonna treat ourselves, but like they're telling me like, we just finished cleaning the boat and they're all sweaty and disgusting. I'm like, did you shower first? Because that would have been cool. So I just, at that point, I just stick them in the tub for longer, like barbicide this shit.
You put barbicide in there?
Not with their feet. No, to clean, we had to clean with barbicide, but no, I just extra soap. Like, you thought about it, you're like, does it hurt them? I got to touch this thing. Clearly, I did not, but you just do. I let them soak a little extra longer. I was like, yeah, this is gonna need more time before I'm ready to touch.
Can you imagine walking into a business with no shoes on? Like, can you even fathom it?
Well, they had shoes, but they just told me they were sweating shoes with no socks, and you're like,
I would be so self-conscious.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you even doing? Like,
that's
who does
awful.
that? So that was just a memorable one of like, fuck, why do I do this job? And the other one was super sweet, but like before they brought me the client, I was like, oh, like, am I good? Like, they were like, oh, I think it was a massage therapist telling me like, oh, he's a war veteran, like he was older, and he had stepped on a landmine or something and like lost all but 3 of his toes. So I was like, kind of less work, like 3 toes.
So does he get a discount?
He lost 7 toes, or he lost 2?
Yeah.
Shit!
And he had a hook as a hand, and I was like, what? Like,
can you get him on the show? I want to talk to this guy.
I'm like, this was forever ago. I don't know where this man is, but that was
By the way,
actually
nice Candyman reference. I like that.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, my worst fear is coming true. I was like, he's going to stab me in the head while I'm doing it. I was like, oh my God.
I'm happy that didn't happen.
Me too. That would have sucked. It would have been a story, I guess. But so it was just like his skin, like because of the injuries and stuff, like they said it peeled off easily. And I was like, oh my fucking God. So that's what they told me before I went in. So I was like, oh, what the fuck? And it ended up being better. It was actually...
How were his 3 toes?
They were fine. I've seen worse ugly feet. And it ended up being he was such a sweetheart, and it was cool to hear his story, because I'm like, please tell me about this hook in your hand.
Yeah, sure.
Like, but yeah, it was just wild. And his little wife was there too. So I was like, oh my God, it's fun meeting people that way, because you're like, sometimes they don't want to talk, sometimes you do, because it's why not. But that was like the most 3 memorable ones. The rest were just like regular feet, and it was like whatever.
Do you feel like you can gauge someone's feet by looking at them?
I think I used to try, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's expected. Like you see most of the hot chicks are like, oh, they have pretty feet. Like, okay, it makes sense. Some not so much, but
fair.
Yeah, but I didn't I was never what I would say good at guessing. I don't know. I was just like, what the fuck else am I gonna do?
How long did you do that for?
I did that a couple years before. Let's say 2 or 3 years. Like as I was into college, and I would do it on weekends still for a while I was driving to school, whatever.
Cool.
Pay the bills along with my Dunkin' Donuts job, shampoo girl. Like I did it all. I did all the things.
I worked at a hair salon for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Answered phones and it's great.
Got a discount on your hair. Like
there's a lot of gossip in those places. It's like because everyone's like what?
It's like therapy.
Oh, what are you doing?
I'm listening.
What is going on? Weird stuff with your eyes. I thought you were trying to get my attention for something. No. But those places are so catty. Like people like the hair salons and like tattoo shops, wherever anyone is kind of in charge of their own schedules. It's very like a lot of gossip.
It can be. I think there were times, of course, but I had to work with one woman who was just like an alcoholic once.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God. She is out of control.
Was it my mom?
Oh my God. Any of her parents?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. This is so boring, but
I think stuff's fascinating.
Okay,
I love this shit.
We went to like this Baltimore hair show once, and me and my friend were like,
Baltimore has the best hair shows. I've been saying this for years.
Really?
Oh my God.
And
people come far and wide.
I remember I was driving. We were like, I don't know, like 17, 18, and this woman was older, but she was like, can I ride with you? So me and my friend were like, sure, of course. And she like killed an entire bottle of Jack from like the 40-minute ride.
Oh, good Lord.
She was loaded.
She was pumped for the show, huh?
We lost her. I was like, I'm not waiting for this bitch. Like, fuck this. Find something on some way home. Like, I was like, whoa. But yeah, hair salons. That's all. Blah blah blah. Boring.
And you worked at the Hustler store in L.A.
Yes.
In West Hollywood.
That was like, I think I was working at Mates at this, or it was right after or before I started working at Mates. I think it was before.
For people that don't know, I don't know. Is a Hustler store? Is it around the country or the world, or is it just like what is the Hustler store?
I don't know how to describe it. It's just
Well, you worked there. You shouldn't have an idea.
Yeah, they sell dildos. I don't know. But it was like the Larry Flint, the original one on Sunset Boulevard.
It's still there, right?
Yep.
They moved location.
They did?
Yep, they're there.
Well,
They were open yesterday.
I was at the whiskey like last week.
Well, the store is still there, but the actual the store has moved down the street, I guess.
Oh.
So I worked at the OG one when it was still open.
What was that like? Must have been some
It
characters.
was entertaining. I was like, am I doing this? I was like, hey, Mom, guess what? She's like, you're not asking us for money, whatever.
Yeah.
What got you there? Did you have a friend that worked there, or you just
I think-
I just want to sell dildos?
No, that was not.
I got a passion.
Dildos are my passion, dude.
I think it was at that time. I can't remember. I think it was before Mate. So it was that time where I was like the first year. So I got here in October, whatever year that was, doing like part-time PSAV gigs, and I was like, whatever. And it was at a cool location, so it was fun. But I was like, there's gonna have to make more money. My little stash is running out fast. And then, so I'm like, let me have some side gigs to help while I'm trying to find the right one, not knowing exactly what that was. And it came up on a job search of like inventory. And I had done inventory a long, long time ago for like a car dealerships and shit, like random side jobs. And so it was like hustler inventory. I was like, I can count dildos easy. It's like, sign me up. And then when I was
One for
there,
you, one for me. One for you, one for me.
and then when I was there, I was asked about being employed, and I just got hired that way. So then
So what? Yeah, what kind of people do you meet there?
it's any and all kinds. Like you have your normal girls that come in and whatever get whatever, and then you have your normal creepers come in with their man purse that are just like, hold my bag, and they put it on the counter behind so they can look at DVDs.
So I met you back then when I had my purse. I knew I recognized you.
I was in my Merce era.
I bought so many double-ended from this
Oh my
broad.
gosh! So it was just like, okay, and then you're like, they just stay in there for hours looking at all the DVDs, and I'm just like, there's free
Yeah.
stuff. On
I
the
don't
internet.
understand how that's a thing.
I
Yeah.
don't get
It's
it.
so weird.
I have so many questions. Also, why are there so many different kinds of dildos? They're all the same. Do you have an answer? Since you're on the
And
inside.
can we get rid of the black ones? Because they humiliate me. I feel so inadequate. So inadequate.
I don't have all of these answers, but they're not all built the same. They may look the same, but they're not all built the same. That's all I'm gonna say.
Would, pe-
All
would,
right.
would people ask you, like, you don't have to get, but like, would people ask you what you recommend, or
I think it was
what's the hot item? What's everyone buying?
without saying too much.
Say too much.
It is easier to sell something that works, right?
Right, right.
So I would go off of that, but also like sometimes you just don't know the question that they're coming in. Like some man came in and asked for like an extender once, and I was like,
What's an extender? To stretch your dick?
to extend your dick. And I was like, fuck, this is new
Wait,
territory.
they have those?
I don't know.
I gotta go. Get me
like,
two.
Hold on, let me think about this. Like, because you're just like,
Wait. Can you explain? How does that? What is that?
It's like a thing you put over your dick that makes it longer, I
Like-
guess.
Like the pump thing?
Not a pump. No, it's like
Just
a piece that you put over.
What's the word I'm thinking of? A prosthetic?
I don't,
Sure.
Prosthetic?
It's,
Prosthetic.
I don't know. I've never.
Wait a minute. Okay, you guys keep talking.
It's like if you put on a fake muscle suit.
Do they have them on
that makes-
Amazon? Are they on Amazon?
Yes.
I'm sure you can find one. But there was all kinds of stuff I found in there too. I was like, "What is this? Like, what am I?"
It's a really big store,
It's
right?
it was a huge store.
Yeah.
And like there was like
Is it this thing on with the black? Is it on the
I
camera?
No.
I don't
You're
know,
good.
something like that. Like it was just a piece that you. Put
Do you have any
over-
extras?
I don't. I never. It wasn't me getting it. But then the man was like, "I got to talk to you about this." And I was like,
That's
"Oh
rough.
my god!" Like, and I'm just
It's
like,
sad that he has to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Truly.
Where's that thing that makes me not feel so inadequate?
Is Helen Keller here? That's the only person I want to speak to about my small penis.
like, I was like, "How do I deal with this? This is customer service I'm not used to."
How
That
was,
is-
how, was it uncomfortable for you to have those conversations?
I was just like also trying to like clearly don't want to make anyone ever feel bad about themselves. So I'm just like, oh, don't worry about it. Just follow me over here. And I'm like, the fuck am I saying? Like I knew that we had them, but I'm like, I
Follow
don't
me
know.
to the baby dick section.
Micro penis section. Yeah, here you go.
I was like, And then like the cock lock, I was like, what is this?
What the fuck is that, Emily?
Exactly. I was like, what are these people into? People are sick.
Really? What is that?
Well, I think I have a description on my phone because I took a picture, because it was like we had to look through and like that one was stolen. And I was like, what's this? I was like, what? So
Cock lock?
I see why they stole that. No one wants to tell people that they're buying this. I was like, it's weird. Like it's a chastity belt thing for your dick, I guess.
Oh my goodness
It
gracious.
was weird. I don't know. I just worked there.
My favorite sex toy I ever saw in high school. We went for a drive to like see to go to a sex store when we all turned 18 to buy porno and stuff. And there was a rubber head that had like fake stubble on it. It was called Rambo Mouth. Just the best thing I ever saw in my life. So good.
That's so good. Yeah.
Rambo Mouth.
Like-
And there was a porn DVDs. It was a gay one. It was called Sack Lunch, which is again one of the best I ever
Brilliant.
saw. Yep.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely been the girls are like, you'd have, like, I think some lady in her 40s came over. She's like, I've never had an orgasm. And I'm like, oh my God, like, let's get you one.
Let's
like,
get
help
you one.
Like, please, this is definitely going to be what you need. Like, I
Oh
just,
my God.
you're like, oh my God, you like kind of, you care. You
How old
start
was she?
caring.
In her 40s, she said.
Yeah,
Okay.
in her 40s. Like,
And never had an orgasm her whole life?
yeah, and you can tell that they're really sad. I'm like, oh my God, like, I got to help her. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Should have hooked her up with the extender guy.
You guys work it out.
oh my God. So,
Ladies, stretch this thing.
oh my gosh. And then, like, people, of course, turn all of them on, and like, we can't turn them off. And I'm like, hold that. I got you.
Would people ever try to take you home?
No, I didn't have any of that. But we would have, like, we'd have more
I'm surprised no
weirdos.
one ever offered. How long were you there for?
6-7 months before I got my tour.
And no couple or no guy was ever like, you guys want to come on and party with us?
No, there was weirdos, or like you could tell, like, I think it was funny, like, I don't know, it was, you know how the people go shopping, like an Instacart person will come in with like a
Oh,
list.
really?
So they would come in and
You
they
can
would,
Instacart at Hustler?
yeah,
I
and
bet
they
back
would,
then too,
amazing.
people probably had their assistants go and buy stuff, right?
something like that. So there would be like,
This is for Harrison Ford.
you
Here
you know they're shooting off somewhere like next door in the hills or something. and you're like,
Right.
this is the list, and they're like terrified, and you're like, sure, it's a list, and
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, you can fuck with them.
Can I get a gallon of lube, please?
Look at this.
Rosie O'Donnell's having a party.
Can I get this 12
Poor
foot
runner
dildo?
on a porno.
God.
I was like, so it's fun to help them, because then we're both like, dude, you don't need to be like, we'll joke around, and it was just fun. It was just fun.
Right,
'Cause
right.
you get anyone ever, and then like you have like a young girl like, I'm gonna do my first cam video, and you're like, oh girl, don't do it. Just what are you doing? Like, I mean, I couldn't say that, but I was like, let's pick your outfit out.
Right.
You're like, fuck, don't do it. Like,
Right,
you
right.
can do better. I swear. I don't know. Like, I can't save this girl.
That sounds like a fun job, though, kind of.
Maybe she's making millions in drive. Like, she
probably
might
is.
be doing a great job.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised with like how big online shopping has gotten, that those stores weren't the first to just like, I'm just doing this online. Like, I don't want to go in person.
Yeah, I think some people like it. I think some people
Right.
like, it's a fun thing to go look at.
I do like to go in and just browse around sometime.
You do talk about
It's
it quite a
funny.
bit. You
It's
do
fun.
you go pretty often.
No, I've been once in like 4 years.
You talk about it all the time.
He does.
No, I went
you mentioned
once
the
a
Hustler
few
store
months ago.
more than anyone that I know.
Talk to Emily more. She worked there.
I mean, it's literally the 7
But you're their biggest customer,
It'll
dude.
tip the scales.
Yeah.
It was funny because then sometimes like they'll be like, do you guys sell DVD players? I'm like, no, it's not Best Buy.
That's the Hustler store, not
It's
1984,
not-
dude.
Best
Answering
Buy.
machines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so there was all kind. We had a creepy dude who would like look at the mannequins outside the window.
Oh.
How much?
You're like, okay,
Is she single?
do you know there's real people?
Did you guys sell full-size sex dolls?
I think there were blow up dolls, but
No,
they
no.
I don't think they had like the full size.
The
There
real
was
dolls.
more like, here's a butt, and it's just like, what the fuck do people buy this?
Oh my god, I had one of those. I had one of those like
Oh, tell me you didn't. Tell me
I
you
did.
didn't.
One of those butt vag torsos. My friend used to manage she managed what's her name?
Oh my god.
Sasha Grey, the
Why do I
porn
know
star.
that?
She was like
Yeah, why do I know that?
It's familiar.
she was like one of like the alt cool kind of gothy porn chicks, and she was
Okay.
like very natural, like no work done. She had like a bush when it wasn't cool.
Some dudes did some work on her. Don't worry.
God. But my friend was her manager, and she put out a line of like her like cast of her ass and her vag.
Okay, got it. Okay.
And I was like, I should probably have one of those since you manage her. So she sent one over, and I had one for a while.
There you go.
And when we used to live in an apartment above this one, and I was on tour, and Dickless and our friend helped move stuff out. So our friend Alex was like emptying drawers, and she found like my
In the doors.
dumb little drawer of sex toys. There was like a
Oh, you
the
have
vag.
more.
I had a couple. I never paid for any. And then one was like a long tube that was a butthole.
Stolen.
Yeah, stolen.
Just stole the cock
I
lock.
took it from him. And she opened it, and we didn't find out till months later that she had discovered it. I was like, "Wait, did you move this dresser?" She goes, "Yes." I'm like, "Did you look at any of the drawers?" She goes, "Yes."
I know, Dan.
I'm like, "I'm sorry about that." Yeah, it was pretty funny. Pretty good stuff.
Man, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It was, go ahead.
So you're off for a little bit, and then you're out again.
Yeah, if all goes
That's right.
well.
That's right.
If I get the flight. But yeah,
Cool.
just off hanging
Cool.
at the house. I think I go back to work next week because I will lose my fucking mind. Too much time alone, and this is what I wanted the whole tour. And then I'm like, I've got too many issues that I think about. Too much self-reflection. You need to break it up. I need to bits and pieces at a time. I was like, no, we need to get back to work so I can.
I could sit.
sane.
I could sit in this apartment for the rest of my life and
Really?
be completely content.
No,
Yep.
I need to do something.
I don't like moving and doing.
Do you get like post-tour?
I think I do.
Depression.
I didn't really think, and I think I've been doing a lot of thinking too much. I think that's part of it. You're like used to this schedule, blah, 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 always something to do, something to look forward to. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm doing nothing.
Yep.
So I have to be active. Like a little break here and there is good, but I just I went to a comedy show last night. I was like, get out of the house, like go get a coffee somewhere.
What'd
like
you see?
It was one of those in Burbank. I was just like down the street from me.
Flappers?
Yeah, they just were doing new material. Some of it was good. Some of it was like,
Okay,
whatever.
okay.
It was to get out of the house. I
Yep.
was like, since all my friends are married or like don't live in here, I live in the state. I'm like, you're gonna have to figure out how to have fun by yourself, and I do most of the time. But
We're
I was
always
like,
around.
well, good
we're
to
always
know.
around.
I mean, like somebody talk to me.
What do you like to do with your downtime?
Work out, and I know I won't call you for that.
God damn it! You can call this idiot.
So
But thank you for not calling me. I don't want to do that.
I figured it was a no. I don't know. I like to eat.
Yeah.
I just balance. I work out and I love to eat. And then
Mexican or Italian for the rest of your life? What would you choose?
that is really fucking tough.
Or something else?
Damn. Let's just go with tacos. I
Yeah.
think Mexican might win.
It's perfect food.
It's so good.
It's the perfect food. What about
It's
you?
really good.
Oh, no question. Mexican food.
No question,
Yeah.
darling.
No question.
I think Italian.
Italian.
I love
Really?
Italian
Yeah.
too. Like that is tough, but I'm like penne alla vodka. Like I love good Italian, but I think the East Coast has better Italian. I found.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find one out here. That
Well, you
I
know, a couple spots right in this neighborhood will let you
Let
know
me
about.
know,
Yeah.
because I'm always looking for good Italian.
But like the perfect chicken parm compared to
Oh,
the perfect burrito or quesadilla, I think I might go chicken parm
I
penne.
oh, so good.
Oh, my stomach just started growling.
So good. I'm fucking starving too.
Fuck this diet. Need some Mint Milanos.
Macros are done for today.
Emily, will you please come back and do this again with us?
Oh yes, of course.
That's a
As
lot of
long as
fun.
your audience isn't bored and left.
I think you were great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
had
think it was
fun.
great. Had a good time.
It was really cool coming to do this.
Before we
Thank
go,
you.
can you just give us a few compliments before you head out? Like, what do you like? What do you like most about the show? What do you like most about us individually? And then we'll wrap it up.
Individually, got it. Perfect.
Since you just met Dickless, you can start with her.
Oh
my
my
gosh,
God,
she's amazing! Yay!
It's terrible.
I love it.
You don't have to do this. Do your
let's-
popper.
That's how you get out of this. That's how you get out of
pineapple.
this thing.
I'm uncomfortable.
Do a popper.
Oh gosh, I know.
don't
Is this
have
one gonna
to.
be better?
That one's dead.
Probably not.
That one's dead.
Definitely not going to be good.
Okay. Let's see. What is it?
Oh, that one sucked ass. Do it again.
It didn't do it.
Pull it harder.
That's
She just gave up on that
She's
one.
like, I'm going to switch now.
What the? Emily, what are you doing? Give me this thing.
No, let her try.
She did try. Oh,
God, you shot ropes.
dude, it's the fucking bear worms. That's literally exactly what it looked like.
Oh my God.
What
Pull
am I
it,
doing
pull
wrong?
it really far back.
is it. Am I grabbing too much of it?
I don't know. I can't help you.
Am I grabbing too much of it? She says. Why can't you do it right?
I don't know what am I doing wrong? No, me
This is why there's less women in live music. I mean, come on here.
I'm sorry, women.
We're not leaving till you get it.
Third time's a charm.
That was the best
That went
one.
far.
Right
Good
in the
job.
candle flame.
Beautiful.
Good job.
Emily, people. I mean, do you care if people follow you on Instagram?
I don't care. There's
How do they
nothing
find you?
exciting. EM Arnold 1088.
or that's what it is.
Yep.
What's 1088?
I think I made this so long. It's like
Fix this. This is, you can have this name.
I'm gonna change it so I don't like fuck it. It's like my birth day and then the year. I don't know. I didn't know what this is. The same thing I had when I first went from Facebook to Instagram.
Wow. What was your first social media platform?
MySpace.
Hey! So you weren't there for Friendster. You didn't do Friendster.
I
Did
didn't.
you do Friendster?
I heard
No.
of Friendster,
So
but I
good.
didn't do it.
So good.
Friendster had a thing called on Facebook. You have the wall. Friendster had testimonials. Remember that?
What?
Where like you write on someone's wall and you a big proclamation about that person. It was such like a weird
Weird.
compliment. Like give me
Interesting.
testimonials. Yeah.
Interesting.
Did you do Zanga? Have you heard of that
I've
one?
never
that
heard
Indian
of that.
food?
Yeah, are we
Sounds
still
great.
talking about food?
I've never
No,
heard
it's
of
like
that
an
one.
X
Zenga Mark Sala.
XENGA, I think it was.
No.
It was like a social media pre MySpace where it was
I mean,
like,
it was
you
like-
just had
was
like
it Chinese?
You
Was it a
basically
Chinese
put like
company?
basically like a diary entry that your friends could like and comment. Like it was just like
That's
long
kind of
things
Friends.
like
That's
that. Yeah.
Friendster was a bit like that.
I did like the
Ish.
AIM days. Like
Yes. That shit ruled.
Oh
Do,
yeah.
adult friend finder, is that one?
Whoa.
I did that one.
Wow, David.
That was it's Ashley Madison.
I'm an adult. You can find me anytime, buddy.
Yeah, I know, Hustler. Back by the extenders.
Everyone, go see Emily on tour. Go harass her. She'll be on tour.
If you see me, something's gone horribly wrong.
She's the one that's blonde with the red armband on her left arm.
She's out of poppers. It's not fair.
Jesus.
Wow. Wow.
No mas poppers.
Emily, honestly, it was great having you in here.
Thank you for
please come back
having
again.
me. It was fun.
You can be a good fill-in when Heidi's out of town. She'll be back next week. If people are wondering, Heidi is back in Wisconsin with her family for New Year's.
Okay, that's a valid
But
excuse.
we're happy to have you be the first show of 2025.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
And please come back. And any parting words? Next, we got to talk about ScatGPT next episode.
What?
Oh my God, we didn't even bring that up.
No.
Wow.
Should we do it here or should we save it for the next show?
I think you just brought it up, so we kind of have to talk about it real quick.
Did you
All right,
say
We
let's-
could,
let- well,
scat?
this is going to be a long one.
Let's ask her the question first.
Oh god.
Okay. So Dan called me the other night, and him and Dickless were having a conversation.
I want to start by saying that her and I, we are very deep thinkers.
Okay. That's,
We have very...
Sorry, it's going to get a little intellectual. Is that okay?
Let's go. I think I can.
You went to
handle it.
college,
I think
4
I got
years.
It, maybe.
Bear with us. If you get confused, we'll stop and go back.
Okay. Perfect.
So Dan posed the question, keeping in mind that he's 45, so he's got about 10 years on me.
Okay. Got it.
If he saved up every one of his poops through his entire life,
Christ.
what are you still here?
Fecals.
Sorry,
Feeks.
sorry.
All my feeks.
If he saved it up for his entire life, would it fill a swimming pool, like a standard backyard swimming pool?
Sure. I don't know.
You think so?
You
Yeah.
think so?
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just wild guessing. I've never thought of this in my life. I'm
Take a
just gonna
second.
say.
Yeah, take a second. No, we're not rushing to get out of here. If you want a sketch pad, do some math.
How big is the pool? I
Like a
don't know.
normal
standard
backyard,
backyard.
In-ground pool.
Midwest kind of,
I don't.
8 foot, 10 foot deep
Oklahoma.
end. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I don't know.
So
How
we-
often do you go to the bathroom? I don't know.
I like once a day.
I don't know.
Okay. It sounds like you don't know.
I
so
just
we'll
said, I was just gonna.
Will help.
I was gonna say yeah. Fuck it.
So he went to. We talked for a couple minutes, and then we hung up. Her and I went back to watching the show, and he texted me back.
Well, I
Go ahead.
started trying to do the math myself.
How do you?
He's like,
math
1
this?
plus 1 is the poop.
Well, the same way anybody does math, Started shitting on my kitchen scale.
If I do 2 of these a day,
I counted macros. You know how it is. I started to look up what the average human is and how much and
Okay.
how big the average backyard pool is and how much of and then I remembered we have our good friend ChatGPT
Perfect.
who spit out just the most amazing of answers. So you're saying yes.
I said yes is my gut instinct of fuck it. Yes.
So, now Dave Brown with breaking news on filling a swimming pool with shit. Take it away, Dave Brown.
Okay. So ChatGPT says, to answer this, we'll do some quick math based on averages. The average stool production per person is about 128 grams of feces per day, which is about 1 liter per week, or 52 liters a year. Lifetime production of a 45-year-old would have been alive for 16,425 days, assuming consistent stool production over a lifetime. 128 grams per day times 16,425 days.
Can you start over?
Is no, I can't. Is roughly 2,102,400 grams.
Sounds like a lot.
So
It sounds like a lot.
standard backyard pool size is about 20,000 gallons, which is about 75,000
It's cool
liters.
you're reading the whole thing. This is
Of
great.
course, I have to.
This is great. Stick around, folks.
So, in conclusion, no, the poop saved from a 45-year-old would not fill a standard backyard swimming pool. It would barely cover the bottom.
Well, damn. There you go.
Which really
That's
surprised me,
surprising.
actually.
But then I thought,
Surprising.
maybe Dan's going more than the average person.
Wait,
So I
hold
went-
on.
Multiply it by 2.
Breaking news. I am not going more than the average person.
You might be with your donut consumption.
God damn it, maybe.
So I went
that's
on the
tough.
high end, even if he was doing like 400 grams a day.
Okay.
Which is like, is that like 2 handfuls?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. We'll find out later.
Okay, cool.
Join us after the show where I see how many handfuls.
We're going to fill our ponds with shit. Stick around, folks. Patreon.com.
So no,
Okay.
even at a healthy level
Okay.
of production,
Perfect.
Emily, you ever
It
shit
would-
in your hand?
No.
it would only fill less than a tenth of the pool.
It's very surprising.
It's surprising.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, it was
find
like
it
going to be
surprising.
like coming up out of the pool.
Yeah, that's why I said yes first. It was
I
like
agree.
first instinct. I mean, that's good.
We
and
agree.
Better to know that.
We agree.
Now
Pretty
I
cool
can
topic, huh?
Sleep good at night, knowing this information.
Very, very cool.
With tape over your butthole.
I also found out that toilet paper was only invented in like the 1600s or 1800s, 1700s. But it used to be like a stick
Oh, that
with like a sea sponge, which is like one of the sponges in the ocean.
More like a smell sponge.
Hey, but
disgusting.
villages and households would have one stick with the sponge, and they would
One
share it.
stick. No.
This is your nightmare.
Germaphobe. Can you imagine
I
sharing a
cannot
poop sponge
deal. I just kill myself.
I would
Yeah.
too. Forget it.
No fucking way.
with the sponge just
Yeah.
until you die?
Disgusting.
Anyway, Emily, again, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
Thank
for
you guys for
having
listening,
me.
and please come back.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we'll tour together at some point.
Hopefully, yes, that would be rad.
All right, and we'll be back next time.
Welcome, folks. Enjoy your stay. Don't freak out if we say gay. We say the R word and the F word too, but we're stoked to be here with you. Guilty pleasures and deep dark jokes, Red Bull, Monster and Diet Cokes, potty humor and bad advice. We're your human sacrifice. Red Phone Radio makes me hard. So hard, so hard, so hard, so hard. Red Phone Radio makes me wet. So wet, super wet, mega wet. Guilty pleasures and deep dark jokes, Red Bull, Monster and Diet Cokes, potty humor and bad advice. We're your human sacrifice.